welcome to you Librans. Welcome for your general horoscope now for the whole year, for 2017. What an interesting year for Librans, also for Aries people, but let's talk about it. Well, it's very difficult to just summarize a year of astrological, planetary shifts going on, but I base myself on the biggest things that are happening, and one of the biggest things that are happening is not a Mars retrograde this year. I'm not going to talk about the Mercury retrogrades because they are not that important for you. They are all in Earth signs, and at the very end one in Sagittarius, but I'm going to talk about your ruler Venus, because every 2 years approximately we have a Venus retrograde, and that's really significant for you Librans, because it means that they're making a shift. They're standing still and they're going backwards, they're going reflection mode, and they're making some changes there. And it's in a key area of your house because it's in Aries, it's in your opposite house of relationships. Now, before I talk about that, let's see what is behind this. There is already, of course, Jupiter in your 7th house. So it's for the whole year up until the 11th of October. Then Jupiter goes into your 2nd house of self-worth, which is nice as well. So that will be October, November, December. Jupiter in your 2nd house of self-worth. It's going up your self-worth. Whatever happens this year, at the end of the year, it's going upwards. And so that's one thing. But this Jupiter in your sign, it's not just having Jupiter in your sign. It's not like the Virgos who had a lot of Saturn restricting that expansion of Jupiter. You Librans are faced with the truth and the authenticity of Pluto and the depths, and sometimes maybe even the crisis is there. But if there is a mini or a macro crisis, it's there to reveal itself and to get you on the path that is better for you. And that square that is happening approximately the end of March and August, but you feel it the whole year, from Jupiter to Pluto, is from your house, the 1st house, towards your roots chakra, so to speak, which is your emotional stability. So there's a lot of truthfulness coming up, and maybe a lot of things that I talked about that in December, I think. The monthly horoscopes. If there is some things that are hidden when it comes to your family, when it comes to your house, even literally some hidden things happening there, it's going to come up. And that can be a good thing, it can be a bit of a challenging thing, that depends. But there is more truthfulness, and it's a good time for you to dig also deep into what you are all about. I know Librans, they're like air, the air side of life, which is easygoing, easy coming, easygoing, peacefulness and so on. But Jupiter squaring Pluto in your 4th house, it's quite intense. It's also a year where you are going to encounter yourself on a deeper level. And that's digging it, that needs a little bit of digging. And it's a lot. The good thing about all this is that it transforms you and that you find more meaning in yourself, basically. And I think that this Venus retrograde is going to play a huge role in this, because the Venus retrograde, by the way, happens between March and June time. So it's quite a long time. That Venus is going backwards and forwards in that 7th house of relationships, and it's aspecting this Jupiter and Pluto. So what could this mean? Let's say you don't have a relationship. It could mean that you get one, and that you are pondering, that you are thinking, is this the right person? And maybe you think first it isn't, and you have a certain perception of that person, and you think, yeah, but he or she is this or that, and I don't like that. And when you further get to know them, they're different in a good way. So it could be that. Or, of course, the opposite. It could mean that you think, wow, of them in the beginning, which is very much Venus in Aries, is so enthusiastic in the beginning. You start a new relationship, for instance, and then you think, I don't know. I don't like this, what's happening here. So it could be the case as well with the Venus retrograde. Whatever it is, Librans are making up their mind when it comes to relationships. An existing relationship might, when it's a relationship that you have been doubts of for a long time, when it's a relationship that you cannot express your authenticity, it might be a time that you say, I'm going off here. I'm going to end this relationship, you know, because Jupiter in your house gives you the confidence to do so. Because a Libran doesn't like, well, no one loves to end relationships, but there are some signs who have more difficulties with doing so, especially the Librans. But with this energy here, Jupiter in your sign, and this confidence that it gives you, this, hey, but I'm not like that. He or she says that I'm like that, but that's not me. This is the real me. And so it can trigger the end of a relationship, but only when it's absolutely not longer suiting you anymore. On the other hand, it can mean that with the Venus retrograde, you see them in another light, for worse or better, you know. Maybe you say, oh, he or she isn't so bad after all. Hopefully, let's hope. If you're having quite a good relationship, this could happen. Like you re-fall in love, so to speak. But it could also be the other thing, that you say, is this what he or she is all about? I don't want this. You see? But whatever it is, a huge emphasis on relationships for you. And you like that because relationships are important for a Libra. Having said that, what else is going on? Saturn in a trine with Uranus, especially during May and November, but you'll feel it the whole year. I mentioned that already, I think in December of 2016. So you've got Saturn there the whole year in Sagittarius. So that's still your third house. So that's what I said about the restructuring of your ideas, and maybe you're learning something that is not really easy to learn, but you're doing it anyway. Or sometimes even a bit negative thinking. That happened last year. This year, you won't have the time to do that. Because Saturn is now in that. Saturn in the third can be a bit complicated because you can have problems with the environment, with neighbors, or with people that don't understand you, or you being too rigid in your thinking. And now it opens up with Uranus. It makes a beautiful trine with Uranus in the 7th house, which is your relationship and connection house. So if you work with clients, this could mean a good equilibrium, more clients as well, and more stability when it comes to clients. And in relationships, it also can give you a bit more stability. Especially around August time, when you had that Venus retrograde. Whatever happens there, whatever you're gonna make, whatever decision you're gonna make on relationship level, the next level is like around August time and the rest of the year. It's like you've learned something new when it comes to relationships. You will learn a lot about your relationships, who are maybe every now and then a bit unusual, are a bit unusual people, people who are very difficult to pinpoint, or a bit difficult to expect what they're all about. It seems like after August or around August time that there is like a more of an equilibrium between what you're thinking and what they are thinking. And that's nice, that's nice. The Mercury retrogrades, I'm not going to talk about that. I already said that, I think. What about Jupiter? So Saturn will be there in Sagittarius in your 3rd house up until the 21st of December. So it's the whole year practically. And then Jupiter, who is in your sign, shifts into, as I said, your 2nd house on the 11th of October. And that's good for your confidence. You have a lot, the eclipses on February and August happen mostly in Leo and Aquarius, which is nice because it's the elements go very well together. So that would be the houses of how would I say, these are nice houses. These are the houses of friends, the house of self-expression. So there is like, especially again, as from August, there's an opening up of you being more content with yourself, being able to express yourself better, and being more valued by friends because of that as well. Like friends are gonna say, she's the old her, or the old him again. So it's quite a significant year. I think it's a less difficult year than last year in general. Of course, some of you Librans will have a bit of a reality check when it comes to relationships, that's for sure. When it comes to work, I think there's nothing specific there for you, except of course when it comes to work, there can be, it's important for you to keep on caring for others and supporting others. I think that's an important one if you have Cancer there up in your 10th house. Having said that, thank you so much for watching. I wish you a very good year, dear Librans, with a lot of shifts going on there with your ruler going retrograde. But I think it's a good shift, and it's a very passionate one because it's in Aries. Having said that, thanks for watching, and thanks for sharing. Bye.